Hello everyone, how are you all doing? Welcome and thank you for stopping by to see this video and to watch this video. Thank you so much for your support. And if you're new here, my name is Natalie. I created this space to share everything that I love, which one of them is astrology and the other one is tarot, and I might add more in the future, I don't know, but so far I just want to share something that helped me so much through my growth, my life, and that's I felt the importance to share so that we can all share this knowledge message with everybody to help each other along their life journey. So this is why I created this channel. And this video we're going to talk about the first eclipse that we're experiencing this year 2022, which is a partial solar eclipse happening in the sign of Taurus. And if you don't know what an eclipse is or whatever, I'm going to do a short introduction to everybody so that we can all have a background general knowledge about what I will share later on. And if you already know, then I hope you will be patient and to just hear my opinion and my take on it, and just share with me what you think as well. So feel free to comment below, let me know what you think. So this is actually not the very first eclipse in this eclipse series that's happening on the lunar nodes Taurus and Scorpio axes. The first one that we have is actually back in last year, November 2021. We had a lunar eclipse in Taurus, and that kind of opens the door as to this new energy will be like as we step into 2022, because the lunar nodes officially changed sign in January 2022. So the one before kind of just like opened that door to give us a glimpse of this energy of this axis, I feel like. And now that we're in 2022, we're officially in the lunar nodes moved officially to North Node in Taurus and South Node in Scorpio. So that means this upcoming year and a half, it kicks off a new 18-month cycles from this year, 2022 January until July 2023. During this 18-month cycle, we'll experience few sets of eclipses that will happen on this lunar nodes, North Node in Taurus and South Node in Scorpio. What does that mean? That means that the eclipses will bring up energy surrounding these two lunar nodes, lessons from these two lunar nodes for us individually and as a collective to experience. And so you can, and every 18 months, the nodes, the lunar nodes, will then shift to another side. And lunar node travel the backward way, retrograde rate. So before it was in Gemini and Sagittarius. And in January 2022, it changed and moved to the sign before, which is now South Node is in Scorpio and North Node is in Taurus. And I know that many people, whenever they hear or they talk about eclipses, eclipses tend to get a bad rap in general because they are seen as a malefic. They are seen as something that will bring shit up where shit will hit the fan. I personally agree and disagree. I do agree that during eclipse season and when eclipses happen, it can bring in some elements of surprise or element of surprises. But think about it, in the ancient time, when our ancestor didn't have the knowledge about astrology or science or astronomy like we have now, they are just looking up in the sky and suddenly the sky turned dark, or the sun is gone, or the moon is gone. That is very scary for our ancestor. So of course, naturally, they will feel like, oh my God, it's the end of the world. We're all gonna die and something bad is happening. So that's why eclipses used to associate with something negative, something that is malefic, that can bring some negativity into our lives. And while eclipses, yes, can bring in the element of surprise, which many of us will say, Jesus, take the wheel. Like, for real, maybe the universe usually will bring in some changes or shift, and sometimes it can speed up the process, speed up the inevitable, or bring in some surprises that will course correct your life path or some areas of your life. But I don't think that it is necessarily malefic, because I feel like sometimes as human, we can be very stubborn, we can be very egotistic about what our life should be, what certain areas of our life should be, and of course we all want things to be in our way, but sometimes it's not necessarily for our highest good, even whether we want to admit it or not. And eclipses are this period of time when the universe is like, I think there's a new angle or new perspective that you can look at certain things in life or certain areas in life. Or maybe the universe saying, I think you're done with this chapter of your life. Let's move on. Let's bring in something new. Let's move you a little bit to see things with new light. Or you have been holding on to this for way too long and you are not doing the change you need to, so let me come and help you. So this is what eclipses are like. Yes, eclipses are just like a new moon or a full moon that we also have. So this upcoming one, it is a new moon in Taurus, but because it is happening at very close to the lunar nodes, so that is why we will experience an eclipse instead. So normally eclipses are 10 times stronger than a normal new moon or a normal full moon, so, and with an element of surprises. So I will always suggest some tips to around eclipse season, or when we are approaching eclipses, is to stay open, to have an open mind and heart, that whatever happens, whatever comes up or service, whether it is at an emotional level, a mental level, or physical level, where an event might actually take place, or if it's an emotion that come up suddenly, or it is something that you mentally experience, whether it is a very strong revelation, or just let it happen. Be in the present, stay grounded, and just be open-minded with what serves up for you. It can be about someone, something, an area of your life, or your life path in general, and just let it come up, let it service up, and see what it takes you. Be flexible. So that is my little survival guide, if you want, for eclipse season. But I also think that it is important to remain flexible and neutral, to just let things happen and to follow the flow. Sometimes that is all we can do, is to allow things to happen and see what it means for us. And everyone is on their own journey, so whatever that means to you. So this upcoming year and a half until July 2023, all the eclipses will be happening on this axis of Taurus and Scorpio. So if you want to think back, and because I said it is a 18-month cycle, so we can think back to when is the last time when we have these axes, this energy. We can think back to what happened back then, so we can kind of have a reference as to what might happen this time, what kind of changes or areas of life that might experience the similar change, shake-up, or newness, because it's a solar eclipse, it's essentially a new moon, right? So it doesn't mean that those changes will happen exactly the same way. It can be totally different, but it can also be something very similar too. So just to kind of like give yourself a heads up, or just to reference back, but it usually will be something quite major in life, some major changes or events that take place in your life that kind of change the course of your life a little bit. So you can think back last time when the North Node was in Taurus and when the South Node is in Scorpio, where we're experiencing right now. Last time when it happened, it was during April 15, 2003 to September 26, 2004. So you can think back during that period of time that did something major happen in your life, some changes or shifts that took place where you experienced maybe a very major revelation in your life. What is that about? Maybe that will, maybe something similar might happen again this time around those themes. And you can also look at your own natal chart to see where Taurus and which house is Taurus and Scorpio at. So you can also see those similar themes. That might be the theme that these changes or surprises that might happen too. And just to give an example, because I don't want to just like throw things out and without evidence or supportive information. So when I look back at that period of time during 2003, April 15 to 2004, September 26, something major did happen in my life. That's the year when I graduated from high school. That's the year when I left home the first time to move abroad and live abroad in the US. I was in Hong Kong and I packed 2 luggages and start a new chapter of life and went to the US for college. And that was the first time that I had a taste of freedom, like living on my own and experiencing the college life, living without my parents and sisters. And it was something very major and important to me. And during that year, I also embarked and had my longest romantic relationship in my life too. That year was the year that I actually dated Taurus during that time, and that was my longest relationship. It lasted for 6.5 years, and so that was major too. So does that mean this solar eclipse or this 18 months, something like this might happen again? Absolutely, maybe, who knows, right? Because remember, eclipses, there's always an element of surprise and expect the unexpected. So while similar themes might happen again, something totally different might happen as well. So when I look at which house is Taurus and Scorpio in, for myself, it's in my 6th and 12th house. So it is about my work, my health, my service towards outside. It can be my daily rituals, habits, routines. And the 12th house will be my spirituality, things that are in my subconscious and things that are hidden that I need to dealt with or brought to light, something like that. It can sometimes be about power struggle, power dynamics. It can be a little bit of death and rebirth. Did something happen during that period of time? When I think back, well, not necessarily, but while my daily life, my daily routines and everything did change because I moved abroad to a totally new country. So my life really did change. My daily routines had been different. I'm no longer living with anybody but myself. So I have a new set of routine, daily ritual that I use, that I develop for myself, because I was living in a different lifestyle by myself. And so yeah, it did happen. So that's why I love astrology. I love how it really kind of gives you an idea what's happening in life, and to be able to have that knowledge and to know how to work with the energy too, because it's just so fascinating. It helped me to know myself and know my life so much more better, and that is why I study it and I want to share with you all. So yeah, you can think back during that time and see what happens, and see anything happen this upcoming year and a half. I would love to hear from you too. So now that we have this basic and general knowledge of what eclipses is about and what is this upcoming 18 months where the energy is going to be about, I hope it will help you navigate a little bit better. And of course, if you want to have a more in-depth knowledge about how it will impact you personally, you can always reach out to me, and I am more than happy to do a consultation, to have a consultation with you. So anyway, let's talk about this particular partial solar eclipse in Taurus that we are going to experience. So this upcoming partial solar eclipse in Taurus will happen on April 30th, 4:28 p.m. Eastern Time. And in Hong Kong, it is going to be Sunday, May 1st, 4:28 a.m. Hong Kong time. So adjust the time according to where you are. And it is going to happen at the 10 degrees in Taurus. So the sun and moon will conjunct each other at 10 degrees in the sign of Taurus. And 10 degree, the number 10 symbolize ending and beginning, which is also the energy of a new moon, of a solar eclipse, because 10 is the ending of a cycle, and 10 breaks down to 1, which is the number of a new beginning. So this partial solar eclipse can totally bring in something new for us as an individual or as a collective, and it is an eclipse, so it is going to be a bit more powerful and probably with a pinch of surprise as well. And it is a partial solar eclipse, so we're not in a total darkness. And personally, this is just how I see it. I feel like for some people, it might be a new beginning, new start, or something new that at the back of your mind that you have been sensing or feeling or brewing, that you know it's coming, but you can't really see it yet in the physical reality, but you can feel it in your spidey senses. Or maybe it is something, a new direction, a new path, something new that you want for yourself in a particular area of your life, but you're personally not ready to make that change or to let go or to do whatever it is to let that newness to take place. And this eclipse will just speed up the inevitable and bring in that newness that will help you propel forward as well. So that is my personal feeling when I tune into this eclipse energy. This partial solar eclipse is happening in the sign of Taurus, a sign that is known for its stability, its sturdiness. Taurus is the sign that is associated with our body embodiment. It is associated with our self-worth and self-values, and it associated with Mother Earth as well. And Taurus is a fixed earth sign, so it is like strongly planted into the earth with its root, strong and sturdy, not wanting to change, not wanting to move, pretty damn stubborn. Believe me, I know Taurus energy. I've dealt with a few, so trust me on that. It's a fixed sign. So fixed signs, not just Taurus, but Taurus is probably one of the least likely to change out of all the signs. And they, you know, I admire that resilient too sometimes, but sometimes they can be a bit too stubborn. But the funny thing is, it is an eclipse. It is going to have that element of surprise that catch you off guard out of the blue energy. And guess what? There's a planet in Taurus right now, and it embodies the total opposite energy of Taurus. It is Uranus. Uranus is in the sign of Taurus right now. It is at 14 degrees in Taurus, and it is going to conjunct this partial solar eclipse. So Uranus is the planet of electricity, sudden change, change and shifts in us. It is that energy that swoop in and bring in that revelation, aha moment for you. It can have that element of surprise and rebellion sometimes. It is also sometimes associated with our higher mind. So it can be internal. It is not just verbal communication. It is our higher mind. Sometimes it is that sudden revelation, aha moment that we just have, the light bulb moment. And I feel like whatever comes up or happen during this partial solar eclipse, this energy is inviting us to be curious, right? This energy is bringing in new perspective, new light to things or areas of our life. Sometimes it's where we are a little bit fixed or stubborn about. Perhaps it is going to bring in that breath of fresh air for you, new sets of eyes for you to see things in a new light. Maybe you will be, oh, I didn't see it this way before. Oh, but now I see it. And you know what? It's actually better. Or maybe I didn't realize things can happen this way, but actually I can see it now. And so you can ask yourself, is there an area in your life or something in your life that you have been holding on for dear life, or you have been a little bit fixated or obsessed about, or that you find yourself not budging in or something? This solar eclipse might bring in that energy, that light, to help you to shift and tell you that perhaps it is time for you to take a step back, to look at some different options, or look from a different angle or perspective, or perhaps the universe, like I said, think that it is time to move on, it is time to change. So just be flexible and see that what happened. And I have to say, I actually quite like this partial solar eclipse. Might be my favorite out of the ones that we'll experience this year, because of how beautiful the energy of the ruler of this eclipse is at right now. So ruler of Taurus is Venus. Right now she's still in Pisces, a sign that she's exalted in, and there's a very beautiful benefic energies that's supporting her to enhance her presence and energy, which is not often sometimes, because sometimes we can have eclipse and the ruler of the eclipse might not be in the most comfortable sign, or might be making some really tense aspect, or so on and so forth. But this one particularly is just so beautiful. So in astrology, there is an exaltation degree for every planet. So Pisces is the sign where Venus is exalted in, And of course, there's an exalted degree point for Venus in the sign of Pisces. And just so happened that exaltation point where she can shine her energy and her light the brightest is 27 degree. And guess where she is when this partial solar eclipse happens? She's exactly at 27 degree, her highest brightest point in Pisces. And she's right there during this partial solar eclipse where she can just like shine her light and just enhance her beauty and her energy. So that's so beautiful. And also during this time, she's at an exact conjunction with Jupiter, a very benefic, beautiful planet, the biggest planet, the planet of abundance and expansion. And they are right there. Both are at the 27 degree in Pisces. So imagine this beautiful, fully supported Venus with Jupiter is like 10 times stronger and 10 times more beautiful. So it's rare. And it's just a very auspicious and beautiful energy in my own opinion. So does that mean that this beautiful energy will be felt and experienced by every single one? That is everyone going to win lotto or feel like they're on cloud 9? Unfortunately, no, because we all have our own human story. We all have our own unique natal chart. So this partial solar eclipse will happen a little bit different for everybody. But doesn't mean that it's bad. I just think that no matter what happened, even if something happened during this period of time that might make you feel a bit or meh, but I still feel like whatever happened or whatever revelation you get is something that is for your highest good. If something not so happy or something negative happened during this eclipse, I still feel that this benefic, beautiful energy is going to be supportive, is going to support you, that something is right around that corner. Something maybe you have to experience, maybe you have to let go of something, you might have to end something in life, but that next best thing is just right around the corner that will come right in for you after whatever happened. So I still feel like no matter what happened for everyone, it will still be beautiful regardless. Also, during this partial solar eclipse, Venus is also having a conjunction with Neptune. She just had an exact conjunction with Neptune a couple days ago on the 27th. They're still in conjunction during this eclipse, and this energy is also so beautiful. This energy is more associated with our subconscious energy. I feel like this energy is asking us to and is happening in the sign of Pisces, and both Jupiter and Neptune are Pisces ruler. So that's why it is such an auspicious and beautiful energy. And so all these energy combined together, it just bring in a general message for us is that no matter what happened during this time, surrender, be flexible. Maybe for some people it is a very supportive energy to just trust, have faith, and if it is asking you to let go something, someone in life, or some kind of belief system or the way of thinking that is in your heart and your mind, just trust that it is for your highest good. It is because something better is coming in. And in the sign of Pisces, it is having that trust that sometimes things are being orchestrated in the background, in the universe, that we can't see it with the physical eyes, but sometimes we can feel it when we're quiet enough, when we have that trust enough to trust that universe will bring in what is for our highest good for us. And to just like that two fishes swimming one direction and the other direction. We can't keep holding on everything in life and not making space for something new. We have to have that balance, that yin and yang, knowing that something, even if it ends or sometimes if we lose something, it happened for our highest good because something else is going to take place in life. And this is just the cycle of life. This is cycle of everything in life, that nothing is permanent, that change is inevitable in life, and just allow that to happen, to surrender to that and trust that it is going to lead to something better for us in our life. And for some people, maybe it already happened or already happening for you, because even though I say that, oh, this is when and this is the time when the partial solar eclipse is going to happen for you at your location, doesn't mean that the change will only happen at that period of time, because like I said, energy flows. So for some people, maybe you have experienced this sudden change, surprise that took place in your life already, and some it will happen around that time or in the weeks to come, because eclipse energy are stronger and tend to last longer. And this partial solar eclipse, kind of like a new moon energy, which is 10 times stronger, it is going to kickstart a new, perhaps 6-month cycle, so that it doesn't mean you will immediately see that change that comes into your life. You might feel it already, or it might happen already. It might happen in the weeks or months to come. So just stay open and see what comes up for you. And particularly for this partial solar eclipse, it is truly happening in Taurus in the true Taurus fashion, because this degree point of this partial solar eclipse is going to be activated with other aspect down the line in later months and even years to come. So see what happens during this few weeks, I would say. That something new happen, a change of direction in life happen, or if a revelation come up that caused you to make some kind of changes in life. This change, newness, or whatever, it is going to happen and continue to develop in the year to come. I can't remember, I should have wrote it down, but there's a few different aspects in the sky that will activate this degree point again. And so what it means is that this newness that came in, the story that come in, might continue to develop and grow just like a seed as time goes. And I think it will go until 2023 or 4. So yeah, this is definitely a true Taurus eclipse that's going to kickstart something, plant a new seed that it will continue to grow throughout the year. So, and it looked positive. So I am just personally excited about it. Another aspect that is happening during this partial solar eclipse is that Venus is having a sextile with Pluto in Capricorn. And Pluto just start the retrograde journey the day before this partial solar eclipse. So Pluto is slowing down, is the energy, in my own opinion, is asking us to slow down, to call back our power, to sit with it, to go within, to alchemize what we need to work through and what is happening, what is going to happen during this partial solar eclipse in the coming month, so that we can work with what happened. And Pluto is this planet of death and rebirth and transformation, so it is right on. Like, you are going to see what happened, what comes up for you, and you can bring them in, alchemize them, and work with them in the months to come. whatever that means to you, right? Because everyone will experience this eclipse differently. Something different might happen to everybody. And also, Venus has a pretty close relationship with Pluto the past few months, because Venus was in retrograde in Capricorn, and it started November 2021. It started earlier last year in December, and during her retrograde journey, she had 3 conjunction with Pluto. So Venus had been through a pretty long and tough learning journey since, I would say, November 2021, when she moved to the sign of Capricorn, then retrograde there, conjunct with Pluto 3 times, and then she also had this intense conjunction and travel with the planet Mars for quite a while too. So what does that mean for us? It meant that maybe the past few months we have also been through some ups and downs, some changes or experience regarding to all our external relationships. And for some, especially our one-on-one close relationship with our closer circle, with our family members, siblings, co-workers, our romantic partner in our life. And during this past few months, maybe you have experienced these changes as well. Maybe you learn a lot about yourself and all your external relationships, and now you have grown from all this experience as to how you want to show up in all your external relationships, and how you want them to show up for you, vice versa, right? And how you might have changed the way you see your values, yourself in these external relationships. Maybe what's once important might not be as important anymore. Maybe because you have changed. Maybe because the other person changed. Maybe that relationship just no longer aligned with the version of you right now, or vice versa. Some relationships might fall apart, whether it is romantic, whether it is friendship, co-worker, family members, or whatnot. But definitely, I think relationship department for everybody might have changed a little bit over the past few months, as Venus had her long, rather not hard, but she experienced a lot, and she learned a lot and grew a lot. Now that she's in Pisces, she's in a sign that she's exalted it. I feel like she finally can slow down, take a break, just integrate all these things that she have experienced and learned, and grow into a new version of herself, just like us. Some of us might have been through that as well. I can tell you that I personally have those things happen in my life, and I'm definitely changed a little bit, and I grew from the experiences from some of the relationships I have with different people in my life, and I do have this newer version of myself, of the way I want to show up for myself, for all my external relationships, and how I want them to show up for me as well. So maybe something similar happened to you as well. When in Pisces, it is also about our divine feminine energy. That doesn't matter what gender you associate it with, because every single one of us embody divine feminine and masculine energy, just like yin and yang within ourselves. And maybe for the past few months, it is also you learning to balance and work with your divine feminine energy within yourself as well. Maybe you have been in an imbalance. Maybe you're the one who's giving way too much or taking way too much. How are you balancing this energy within yourself? Divine feminine energy is also about trusting your heart and your intuition more, and less on the ego mind as well, which is the masculine energy. It's more at that receptive energy, connecting with yourself, with your heart, with your intuition, and less reactive to your external environment. So maybe you have been working with that for the past few months as well. You're more open to your divine feminine energy within you, elevating to a bigger, a more divine love for yourself. And when you do that, you can also exude that energy outward to all the relationships that you have in your life as well. So I feel like this partial solar eclipse is integrating all these energy that I just mentioned, that you might have experienced and work with and grow from the past few months. And now that we have this partial solar eclipse happening in Taurus, it is about looking back at all these and integrating them as to this newer version of yourself, and how you want to move forward in the next chapter of your life, perhaps, or in some areas of your life. And even though it is a partial solar eclipse happening in Taurus, again, the ruler of this eclipse is Venus, and she's in Pisces, and Pisces is still right now a very lit sign, because we have a stellium, we have 4 planets right there, and the other planet that's in Pisces right now is Mars. So Mars is also having this sextile with the Sun, the Moon, and Uranus in Taurus. So even though Mars in Pisces is a more mellow and toned down warrior, it's not as fiery, hot-headed, and aggressive. It is that Zen-like relaxed Mars that is in Pisces right now, that is still very supported to take action, because he is energized by this partial solar eclipse. But the action that Mars is going to take here is more of taking action towards feeling and sensing that, and connecting with that strong divine feminine energy, because it's in the sign of Pisces that's within. And this Mars might be helping us to close out whatever cycles that need to be closed and end, in order to welcome those new things, or newness, new chapter, new story, people and things in life that this partial solar eclipse wants to bring in. This eclipse, Mercury has already just moved to the sign of Gemini, and Mercury is now at his home sign, Gemini. So that means he's very strong, he is very comfortable, and this energy is very supportive for us to open up our throat chakra, because Mercury is the planet of communication and our thoughts. So maybe during this solar eclipse, one of those surprises and aha moment will come through communications, will come through either you opening up or someone open up to you to communicate something. Maybe it is you speaking up or putting your voice out there to maybe clear up something in some particular area of your life, or with somebody, to express how you truly feel, or to close out something in your life, or maybe someone will do that communication with you, so vice versa. But at the same time, this Mercury is also already in a shadow energy, slowing down for Mercury retrograde that we'll experience later. So while Mercury is very strong and powerful and comfortable in sign of Gemini, it is also in the shadow energy. So that just means that when you do communicate, just be careful to be mindful and gentle with your work. Maybe slow down a little bit to think through before you open your mouth. And just understand the power of words. So overall, personally, I feel like this partial solar eclipse in Taurus feels like a masterclass in Pisces, because the ruler of this eclipse is Venus, and she's in Pisces. And we also have this stellium energy in Pisces. So it is really asking us to just surrender. Just embrace the energy of Pisces. And again, it is eclipse, so it can be something that we just can't prepare and expect. It can be something with an element of surprise out of the blue. So the best we can do is just surrender, flow, trust. It is also asking us to connect with our divine feminine energy and to let this energy integrate with us, work with it, let it elevate, let it highlight and upgrade for us. It is asking us to break our heart open, to let this energy flow, to work more and connect more with ourselves, to be less reactive and more receptive. And let this eclipse, let this energy to help us let go whatever we need to let go in order for us to move on in life, in the next chapter of life and adventure for ourselves, and to learn to have that trust and faith and know that sometimes things are just out of our control. There's no point to control things sometimes in life when it's out of our hands. And sometimes we just have to let the universe to take the wheel to help us remove what we have been holding on our dear life, not or too scared to let go, not able to let go, and to let the universe to course correct and bring in change, shifts that are for our highest good. And so that we can make space for something new and something better in life. And I personally think it is really quite a beautiful eclipse in my own opinion, with lots of favorable energies, especially energies about new beginnings, new start, and also your own spiritual evolution. And about your divine feminine energy. If you're not familiar or still very new to it, hopefully this eclipse will help you embody that more, will help you to trust yourself, your heart, your intuition just a little bit more, to work with this energy that's always within you, that you can allow to let it open up in your heart and to work with it. Also, this eclipse feels like a moment to just take it easy, take a step back to acknowledge how far you have come. The past few months, maybe even for some is in years, that how much you have changed and grown, and to acknowledge it and honor it for yourself, because no one but yourself can truly understand your own journey. So it's okay, you do not have to make people understand, but at least you yourself have to acknowledge, accept, and love this new version of you. So I hope this partial solar eclipse will bring in whatever it is for your highest good. I am excited for all of us. Can't wait to see what happens. And so now we'll move on and continue this next part of our video. Hi everyone. Welcome to part 2 of this partial solar eclipse in Taurus video, where I'll be doing a guided meditation with you. So just want to invite you to take a moment to pause this video if you need to go and find a comfortable position, whether you want to lay down on a mat, on your bed, or just in a seated position, whatever feels the most comfortable for you. And when you're ready, you can press start again to begin this guided meditation, and I hope you enjoy it. Now, whether you are in a seated position or if you are laying down, I invite you to close your eyes gently and slowly. Start to bring awareness back to your body. Start to bring your focus back to your breathing. And I would like to invite you to take 3 deep cleansing breaths with me here. Inhale, filling your lungs with fresh air, feeling your stomach expanding. Exhale through your mouth with a sigh, sigh it all out. Breathing in again, feeling your body filled with fresh air, expanding your heart space, your rib cage, your tummy, and exhale through your mouth, sigh it all out. One last time, breathing in deeply, deep into your belly, feeling every inch of space with all this fresh air. And sigh it all out through your mouth, releasing all the air out. And then just continue with your own rhythm of breathing. Try to continue to keep your eyes closed and your awareness in your breathing. Relax your facial muscle. Stop clenching the jaw. Let your shoulders fall and feeling yourself sinking in deeper into your seat, into wherever you're sitting or laying down. Feeling that heaviness of your body. And just let this weight drop. I want to invite you to open that door through your heart space. Through the door, you're entering this beautiful garden. Feeling the sunlight shining on your face, feeling that warmth hitting your skin, feeling that breeze kissing and gliding through every inch of your skin. You can hear the birds chirping. You can see, hear, and feel the beauty of the nature. Walking barefoot, entering this garden, feeling the grass beneath your feet. Connecting with Mother Earth, Mother Gaia, feeling her presence through connecting with the grass, with the air, with the sun, the wind, all the beautiful sounds of nature. As you walk freely on the grass, feeling the sunlight, enjoying the breeze and the birds chirping, you can see a beautiful, majestic tree shining brightly in front of you. You walk towards the tree. This beautiful, tall, ancient tree of knowledge want to share a message from Mother Gaia with you. Standing in front of the tree, feeling loved and held by Mother Gaia, you begin to feel the message coming through this tree of knowledge. Stand firmly on the ground, feeling your feet grounded into Mother Earth, knowing that you are always supported, loved, held by Mother Earth. Even though you cannot see, the root grows deep and strong from your feet down to Mother Earth. You are supported. You are grounded. Learn from tree of knowledge, wisdom. Always knowing that you can plant your feet to the ground and feeling supported and grounded. Your body, like the tree trunk, strong yet flexible, always standing strong, knowing that you are strong and you're resilient. You are able to embrace the ebbs and flow in life. You know when it is the time to stand firmly, stand strong for yourself. And there are times where you need to be flexible to embrace the ebbs of life and welcome the flow of life as well. Knowing that your body is strong, healthy, supported, flexible, just like the tree trunk. Your head is just like those beautiful leaves of the tree, always facing towards the sun, knowing that you are guided, supported by the universe, by Mother Earth, knowing that even in the darkness, you can always find the light and lean into it for support. Just like a tree, embrace the natural of nature. Plant firmly to Mother Earth with your roots going down, trusting that you are supported and loved, that you are not alone. Having that resilience to embrace every ebb and every flow. Know that whenever you need, you can always lean into the light to find the light. Your inner compass is always guiding you. Now adapt all these lessons and knowledge, wisdoms from the tree, and bring them into our everyday life. Your everyday life, all this knowledge and wisdom can be assessed, can help you at any moment when you're in need. During this eclipse season, welcoming this partial solar eclipse in Taurus, knowing that even though there might be an element of surprise, remember the lessons of the tree to welcome, embrace whatever comes into your life, knowing that whatever happens, you are supported, loved by Mother Nature, by Mother Earth. You are strong, you are capable, you are resilient, you are a powerful magical being in the universe, not alone. There are so many trees in the forest, in the nature, just like there are so many of us around each other. Remember, you are always loved and supported during this eclipse season. Whenever you're feeling any emotions, remember this garden is always within you. Just take a deep breath and bring yourself back to this garden to ground yourself. Knowing that you can now slowly walk back to the door, coming back to your body, coming out from your inner beautiful garden, slowly bringing back awareness into your body, your fingers, your toes, and when you're ready, you can open open your eyes. I hope you enjoyed this meditation. Hope this meditation helped you feel a little bit more grounded through this upcoming eclipse season that we are in right now. Know that you're always supported, that you can lean into light and ask for help. And if you're interested, you can continue the video to part 3, where we will have all sign readings for the collective. Thank you for doing this meditation with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Hello everyone, welcome to part 3 of this video, which is all signs reading for the collective, and we'll explore and see what tarots. I've intuitively selected a tarot card read and some oracle cards, and we'll do spread for each sign to see what is the message from this partial solar eclipse in Taurus for you. Feel free to check out for your sun, moon, rising signs messages. And since the ruler of this partial solar eclipse in Taurus is Venus, feel free to check out your Venus message as well to get a full picture of what's happening. And as always, it is a general collective for all signs, so take what resonates and leave the rest behind. And I will also share the house that this partial solar eclipse in Taurus is happening according to your rising sign, because I practice Western astrology and I use a whole house system. So without further ado, I'll meet you at your sign. Hello Aries, how you all doing? So for Aries rising, this partial solar eclipse in Taurus is happening in your 12th house, which is about your personal healing and your personal endings that's happening in your life. It can also talk about your subconscious and your spirituality, what is hidden beneath the surface. And maybe there might be some aha moments, revelation, or new light coming in that area of your life. So let's see what is your partial solar eclipse message. Okay, Aries, wow. Your message are powerful as usual. Let's see. From the tarot deck, you have Knight of Emotion, also known as Knight of Cups. And then we have Muse of Emotions, King of Cups. And a major arcana, we have the Devil. So I am seeing some really emotional things coming up for you, Aries. One message that I'm strongly getting is that for some Aries babies, you are going through some relationship issues that you have been dealing with. For some Aries, it might be between two people in your life. It can be two, if you're in relationships, it can be choosing between two people. It can be dealing with two people in your life. For some people, it is more like a family dynamics. It might be a relationship regarding to a more masculine figures in your life. And the tarot card is asking you to be more kind to yourself. Sometimes you have to know that there are relationships in your life that serves you for your highest good, but there are also relationships in your life that might not be the most healthy ones for you. It is time to really take some time to suss out what. And when I'm talking about relationship, for some people it is, yes, about your romantic relationship. For some people, it's more of your masculine figures or friendships or it is the relationship between you and your boss or whoever it is that's embracing more of the masculine energy in this relationship. It can be your friendship with a guy friend, your father, your brothers, your partner if you are a feminine associated Aries. It is asking you to clearly sit with yourself, to ask yourself, come back to yourself and distinguish the relationship that is truly serving you for your highest good and which one are no longer serving you or hurting you. And to be able to let go the ones that are no longer serving you with grace and love. We always want to give gratitude to all relationships in our life. I believe each relationship is a reflection of ourselves, also our teacher, to knowing more about ourselves, what we truly want and desire to all the external relationship that we have. And it is asking you to do that, Aries. So take some time to review them. Maybe there's something hidden beneath the surface is going to come into light. I feel like for some it will be revelation that comes into you and hit you with some reality truth to realize that, ooh, there are some relationships in my life that are not healthy, that it is time to part ways, and it is okay. It is time to choose yourself first and foremost, and always remember, choose yourself always, not others, okay? It is about you, Aries, so embrace that Aries energy back into yourself, coming back to your power, choosing what is best for you. Hope this message helped. And from the Oracle card, from the Moonology, we have first quarter moon in Capricorn. Unleash your kindest self. So Aries, it is time to come back to yourself, to be kind to yourself, to give yourself a reality check, to see that it is okay to be kind to yourself. It is okay to put yourself first. It is okay to say goodbye to those relationships that are not kind to you and for your highest good. And from the Rose Oracle deck, we have Mother Rose, returning to each other, compassion, humanity. I am feeling a very strong mother, maternal love, the divine feminine energy that is within you, Aries. No matter what gender you're associated with, it is asking you to connect with that part of yourself, your divine feminine energy within yourself, to nurture yourself, to break your heart open, to accept and love all of yourself, to honor your needs, honor who you are, and be able to put yourself first, and to be kind with yourself, to say, okay, well, if this friendship, romantic partnership, or whatever relationship it is in my life that is no longer serving me, then it is time to let it go and make space for better relationships to come into my life. So I love how all your cards are just synced up and delivering the same message for you, Aries. And I will also share the guidebook message with you, just in case you want more message. Mother Rose, returning to each other, compassion, humanity. A sacred symbol of the feminine, the rose has been here much longer than us. In time, ancient garlands of roses are placed around statue of Mother Goddess in worship of her. We're all her children. She connects and unites us all. If we trace her roots far enough, maybe we'll find our way back to each other. We're living in a time of great division, learning and unlearning. We are together mending the thread of humanity. This is a card of returning to union by facing what has been broken, separated, and severed. To realize that we are all human, and while harm has been done, what is needed now is for us to acknowledge what's happened and endeavor to find a way to return to each other. to realize that it is possible for two people to have different experience at the same time, and that both can be true. Mother roles belong for humanity to drop our defenses, to reach out to each other with deep honesty and compassion, to face and untangle the sadness, anger, and hurt from our hearts, and with the help of her grace, to dig our roots deep until we find common ground. Which relationships are difficult for you now? Who has hurt you? How can you soften and express your truth without being defensive? How can you open yourself up to the possibility that two truths can exist at once? And maybe for some it is to speak your truth to mend a relationship, but when you cannot mend some relationships, it is also okay to let go and choose yourself first. And Aries babies, for your self-care oracle, we have happiness. Wow. Your thinking will either make your happiness or take your happiness. You choose. You're the only person who understands all your external relationship, which ones are the healthy ones will give you happiness and which ones are not healthy and will take your happiness away. And the choice is always yours. So I hope this message helped my Aries. I'm wishing you all a happy partial solar eclipse in Taurus. Hello my Taurus babies, how are you all doing? Well, this partial solar eclipse is happening in your first house if you are a Taurus rising. It is all about you, Taurus babies. So it is about the way you show up, the energy you show up to the world, to others. It is about your appearance, your first impression. It is about yourself. So let's see what is your partial solar eclipse message. Wow, Taurus. Well, you're the star of this eclipse, so of course your reading are going to be oh so powerful. I mean, look at your cards, okay? From the tarot deck you have Nine of Inspiration, traditionally known as Nine of Wands. Look at all this orange color that is in the card. It is about your sacral chakra. It is about embracing your creativity, your passion, your everything, the energy you exude out, the way you show up. And then we have Ace of Voices, which is Ace of Sword. And we have the major arcana, which is also Uranus energy. OMG, this is conjuncting the eclipse, is in Taurus right now. You are speaking so loud in this reading. The Fool. Wow, Taurus. Ready or not, new beginning is coming. You better buckle up and ready for this new journey for yourself. I know this is not something that you might like. You are the least to want to change or adapt and embark on a new journey. You're so comfortable in your comfort zone with everything that you're familiar with. Sometimes it is hard. But for a group of Taurus, I strongly feel that you are actually anticipating and feeling, sensing that there's this new beginning that is happening for you. Maybe in a particular area of your life, or maybe it's just in life general. You know, you can see it, you want it, or maybe you have been waiting for it. And for some Taurus, it is actually new chapter in your life that is happening for you, that you are on the edge of telling others. Maybe you are announcing to the world, to your friends, your family or whatnot, that you are going to start this new chapter in your life. Maybe you are changing your life path, your career path. You are starting something new. You're waiting for the right moment to announce this news to the world, to speak your truth, the new beginning that you are embarking on. And well, this is the best time to do it, Taurus. Your partial solar eclipse, definitely this newness is coming in, whether you know it or not, whether you want it or not, it's coming for you. And if you are in for some group of Taurus, you are experiencing some maybe difficulties in a particular area of your life, and you are wondering, will this ever change? I am so exhausted and tired. I'm at the last leg of my journey in this area of my life. When is it going to end? When is this news that I've been waiting for to come in? When is this new beginning that I am ready to go and start? Well, it's coming, Taurus, so I hope you're ready for it. All right. And from the Moonology, we have new moon in Virgo. Trust all will be well. This is an affirmation for all the Taurus that are biting the nails and anxious about this new beginning. Trust all will be well. Trust that whatever comes in this new chapter of your life that you are embarking, that it is going to bring in new happiness and adventure for you. So I am very happy for you. From the Rose Oracle, we have, all your messages are just so synchronistic. Trust the season, embracing change, cycles of life, transition, growth. Well, for some people, maybe it's embarking the next chapter of your life, the next big thing, right? And when we're doing this, we are in the midst of changing, transitioning. It can be scary, but embrace the unknown. Trust that all will be well. Trust that whatever direction the universe is guiding you to, it is for your highest good. Wow, I'm so excited for you, Taurus. Let me know, comment below what is going on in your life. And I will also share with you the guidebook message for more information. Our disconnection from the earth and her seasons led us to believe that we should be in full bloom all year round, that we should grow without leaving space to cut back. When we focus on the never-ending bloom, we forget the importance of all of life's phases. The rose, like all of nature, teaches us this very day. She's forever showing us how to embrace the ever-changing season in the ever-changing world. We are not meant to stay the same. Relationships aren't meant to stay the same. Life isn't meant to stay the same. Nothing on this planet is meant to stay the same. The season teach us that. Night and day teach us that. Time and age teach us that. Birth and death teach us that. We may return to a place, a person, but things won't be exactly as they are, for everything and everyone is forever changing. Nothing is static. The more we try to control things and keep them the same, the further away from the flow of life and ourselves we get. Change can be scary, for it means surrendering to the unknown, of being in the between, to being not who you were and not quite who you will become. It requires a trust in the transformation, in the death, in order for the rebirth to occur, and a deep reverence for all the seasons of your life. The more we resist to change, the further we are away from who we are becoming. When we embrace change, we embrace life and nature and are forever becoming. Wow, 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 Taurus. I know it's hard to embrace change. It is hard to move out of your comfort zone, but try to embrace it with your whole heart. And from your self-care oracle, we have action. Baby steps are still steps, and they are better than standing still. Whoa, I don't mean to be so in your face, Taurus, but all these messages are asking you to embrace the inevitable change in life, for a new chapter is about to begin. So embrace it, Taurus, and I am wishing you all a happy partial solar eclipse. Hello, Gemini's babies, how are you all doing? if you are watching this for as a Gemini rising, this partial solar eclipse in Taurus is happening in your second house. It is about your money matters. It is about your values, your self-worth. It is about how the way you see and value money. It is about the way you see material process in life. And what else? It can be sometimes regarding to the relationship you have with money and material stuff in the world. So maybe there's some new beginnings in this area of your life. Well, let's find out. Wow, Geminis, your cards are beautiful. Let's look at it. From the tarot deck, you have 8 of Materials, also known as 8 of Pentacles. And then you have another 8 of Inspiration, 8 of Wands. Maybe you have been seeing a lot of 8 or 888. Might mean something to you. 8 is a number that is very auspicious. It is also about our spirituality. It can also sometimes refer to fame. So I don't know, maybe you are in some industry that you might gain some appearance or something like that, or you will gain some social presence, or you're gonna be famous. And of course we have the Empress, which is the major arcana of Libra and Taurus, and it is the major arcana of Taurus, also Venus. So wow, the eclipse energy is so showing up very strong for you here, Gemini. I see that you have been brewing something, working really hard on something regarding either money related or career related. Maybe it is about your creative project or your side hustle, and you have been putting in the work, and guess what, they are paying off big time. The Empress is here. It is something that will have the longevity to grow, that something you have been nurturing that is going to have a long-term growth that will bring you abundance and happiness and fulfillment in all levels. So wow, auspicious energy. And some of you might been waiting on some information or people to reply you, communication regarding to this matter, and it is coming in. And when it's coming in, it's coming in hot and fast. Guess what? Because Mercury is now just moved to your sign, which is also your ruler. So you are having a boost in your energy, and also you're gaining a boost in the way you communicate and the way you think. But be careful, because just a little side note, even though Mercury is entering your sign, which is also Mercury's home sign, it's comfortable, it is able to show its full potential and power, we are also in pre-shadow of Mercury retrograde. So slow down when you communicate, when you are being so happy when you receive that message. So just calm down, be centered, find that groundedness within you, communicate clearly, think before you speak. I am not saying anything bad about you, Gemini, but sometimes you can be quite impulsive when it comes to the way you express, the way you take action. You might be a bit rash. So guess what? Full moon in Libra, find a balance. Remember to always find that balance, that center, come back to you. Come back to yourself, bring yourself back to the center, ground yourself. When we're in eclipse season, it can be a bit all over the place, especially with you, Gemini. Sometimes you find yourself going to different direction at the same time, doing many different things at the same time. You're opening group chats, your email and everything. So give yourself time and space to work everything out. And from the Rose Oracle, wow, this card keep coming up. Trust the season, embracing change, cycle of life, transition and growth. So you are maybe going through some transition and growth and changes in your career or in your life. Embrace it. It is auspicious energy for growth for you. Embrace it, and I can't wait what good things is coming out for you, or what nice surprises is coming in for you with this partial solar eclipse. And the guidebook message for you is: our disconnection from the earth and her season leads us to believe that we should be in full bloom all year round, that we should grow without leaving space to cut back. When we focus on never-ending bloom, we forget the importance of all of life's phases. The rose, like all of nature, teaches us that every day. She's forever showing us how to embrace the ever-changing season in ever-changing world. We are not meant to stay the same all the time. Relationship, life, nothing on this planet is meant to stay the same. The season, the night and day, the time and age, birth and death teach us all of that. We may return to one place, the same person, but things won't be exactly as they were. For everything and everyone is forever changing, nothing is static. The more we resist change, the further away we are from who we are becoming. When we embrace change, we embrace life and nature and are forever becoming. So embrace the change and the transition you're in right now, Gemini. I see only good things for you from the messages. And just a very loud message that's coming out is to always remain in a balance, to find yourself back in your center, and remember to ground, because I am seeing some very scattered energy going on for you as well. So pay attention to that. Self-care oracle, optimism. If you're going to make up story in your head about people and circumstances, please make them love story with happy endings. So I think the big message is remain optimistic. If you're waiting on communication from others and stuff like that, reply from others, stay optimistic and remember to find the balance and ground yourself through this eclipse energy. All right, I'll see you guys next time. I'm wishing you all a happy partial solar eclipse. Hello, my Cancer babies. How are you all doing? If you're watching this as a Cancer rising, this partial solar eclipse in Taurus is happening in your 3rd house, which is about the way you communicate, the way you think. It is also about the relationship that you have with your siblings. It can also be about the way you show up in social media, your social media presence. It can also talk about short distance travel too. So let's see what your message is. All right, Cancers, let's see what your message is from the tarot cards. We have 10 of emotions, 10 of cups, and then we have 8 of emotions, 8 of cups, and we have 3 of materials, 3 of pentacles. So I'm getting 2 different messages coming out from the cards, and for a group of Cancers, it is quite emotional. I think it is about you looking at your emotional health. It's about you looking at all the external relationships that you have in your life. That includes romantic relationship with your partner, with your loved one. It also includes all other external relationship, friendship, family dynamics, siblings, co-worker, friends, and all that. And like I said before, if you listen to the astrology part of this partial solar eclipse in Taurus, it is about we embracing the ebbs and flows with our external relationships. You're taking a look at all these existing relationships you have with everybody, and you realize that there are some relationships, friendship or whatnot, that do deserve your attention, that you see that they are worth giving your effort, time, love or whatnot, and that there are relationships that you want to build and want to continue to work on, whether it is friendship, family dynamic, or your romantic relationship. And you also see that within all these external relationships, there are some that might not align with your energy, the version of you right now anymore. Maybe you have been through some changes in life that shape your belief system or the way you see yourself, your value, your desires and need. Now you know what works and what doesn't work, and there are some relationship that you are willing to put in more work to make it work, that you do treasure, desire and want. But there are also some that you no longer want to align yourself with, because maybe you guys drift apart, maybe you guys both change along the way, and it's not necessarily something that has to be like bad or anything, not because you guys argue maybe, but maybe it's just that you simply change and your path change, and it is okay. And for another group of Cancer, I am seeing that it is regarding to a romantic situation that you're going through. You are walking away or letting go a relationship because there's another relationship that you see more potential, that you see that you want to devote more of yourself into. So maybe you have been with this person and it's been happy and all that, but as time goes you realize that maybe you guys no longer align with your goals or the way you want this relationship to continue to grow, and you know that, and you're walking away because now you see that there's another relationship that you want to build, that you want to put in the effort. You see the potential and you want to see how that relationship will grow into, and you see the potential happiness of that other relationship, and that's why you're walking away from your current one to a more fulfilling, that has the more potential to be more fulfilling and grow. And it's not easy for you, and it is going to stir up emotions, of course, when you're doing this transition. Maybe it is a choice between two for some. It is for some walking away from one and going into a different one. So everyone's life journey and human story is different, so take what resonates and leave the rest. But I see that even though it can be quite challenging, painful or hard for some of you to make this choice, of course, but ultimately you are doing it for your highest good, and you're also doing that person for their highest good too. There's no reason to drag onto a relationship when you no longer want to contribute to it, when no longer want to be a part of. So let go with love and grace, and always give gratitude to all the relationships that we have in our life. So sending you a lot of love and giving you that courage, that boost that you need in order to do this, make this decision. Is not easy. Wow. Okay. So from Moonology, we have new moon in Taurus, which is the eclipse is about. Know your worth. So maybe for some, it is you seeing your worth. Maybe you have been giving a lot in this relationship and not being reciprocated. You're finally knowing your worth, seeing your worth, and saying bye and letting go this relationship. And walking into a relationship where the other person will be able to see your worth and will be able to reciprocate the way you hope to receive, right? So that's a big step, that's a big change, but ultimately it's for everyone's highest good. So kudos to that. And from Rose Oracle, we have the bloom, creation, realize, right time, harvest, celebrate. And from the tarot card, we can also see a card of celebration and wanting to work together as well. So that is a synchronicity that we see here. This is the card that's asking you to embrace this moment of change, to celebrate yourself and the decision you're making. It is ultimately a decision that's for everyone's highest good, and it is the right time to do it. It is the time to let this flower bloom, let this relationship bloom. So wow, beautiful. So the guidebook message is, this card is all about reaping the rewards of what you have created. Dreams manifest into matter. It's a confirmation that you're currently in the bloom phase of your cycle of growth, that you're about to be. The bloom is when we are at our fullest. The sun is shining, things are bountiful, and we're at our most expansive. The deep roots of our dreams have been realized. We are blooming. We've made it to where we long to be. We're likely visible and out in the world. Life is often adventurous, energetic, positive, and good. This card comes with a message to embrace and enjoy this moment. Celebrate what you have created. Enjoy what has come to you. Revel in it. Bask in the beauty. Drink the nectar. Be nourished by the sweet scent of what's now in the physical. Enjoy the harvest. Stop and smell the roses of your life. Life is cynical and the bloom won't be at its fullest forever. Your work through the season of your life has brought you to this point. Don't take the bloom for granted. Enjoy it while it's here. Don't hold on to it for too long. Either let it be what it is in its fullest, and when the time comes to return to the petals, to the earth, you will know when that is. Do that too. So if you are indeed celebrating how far you have come and something that you have been creating is coming to a fruition, full bloom, celebrate, embrace that happiness, that success you have created for yourself, and also embrace the ebbs and flow in life too. So let whatever come up, and let it flow through you. And from the self-care oracle, we have change. A resistance to change is a resistance to life itself. Open your heart and mind to the new beginnings. So just like the tarot card, maybe you are ending something and beginning something new. You are choosing between the two. Anyway, there are changes coming into your life. Embrace it and don't resist it, don't resist the change. Know that it is for your highest good and for everyone's highest good ultimately. So I hope this message helped my Cancer babies, and I am wishing you all a happy partial solar eclipse. Hello, my Leo babies. How are you all doing? If you're watching it as a Leo rising, this partial solar eclipse in Taurus is happening in your 4th house, which is about your roots, your foundation, your family, or what makes you feel at home. It can also be about what makes you feel safe, your emotional needs. It can also be referred to the relationship with that you have with your mother or maternal figure in life. So let's see what message coming up for you. Wow, Leo, this is a very emotional and heart-opening reading spread that I have coming out for you. Ooh, I hope you're ready. Well, you know, I'm here for you, so don't worry, we'll get through it. So let's see, from the tarot deck we have the Magician, and we have Muse of Emotion, which is in Rider-Waite Tarot is the King of Cups. And we have Three of Materials, Three of Pentacles. Leos, I just want you to know that you have everything you need within you, whether you know it or not, whether you believe it or not. And while you do have that very strong presence, confident that you exude out to the world, we all know that deep down sometimes you are just one big softie. All right, and there's nothing wrong with it. It is very important for us to be able to connect with ourselves at a deeper level, at an emotional level, to have that very loving, intimate relationship with ourselves. And this is what this eclipse is asking you to do, inviting you to do. You are the magician of your life. It is time for you to come back to yourself, to connect with yourself, your emotions. What do you truly want? I feel that for a group of Leos, there are some relationships in your life, whether it is about the relationship you have with your mom, with your maternal figure, or with family members, or with your ancestor, your lineage. It is very emotional. Maybe you have been through some ups and downs with them, and you are trying to work them through. And this eclipse is going to bring in some new energy for you to work through them around this time. It is asking you to be brave, to connect with your feelings, your emotions, being brave enough to listen to your heart, to break open, and to also communicate that with whoever you need to communicate that with. It can be your mom, your maternal figure, your family members. It can also be any of your relationship that you have in your life. It's just that I see that for some Leos, it is regarding to, you know, more of an intimate, like a family relationship. But for some other Leo, it is about maybe a friend, a romantic partner, co-worker, or whatnot. And it is about you connecting with that soft energy that is within you, your divine feminine energy within you, to allow yourself to feel these emotions that is coming out, and then to communicate that with the other person, to let them know. And whether it is to mend, to start, to end a particular external relationship, friendship, romantic, again, whatever that means to you, everyone's human story is different. It is about to say yes to this relationship, right? To communicate, to say yes to the communication, to engage with it, to connect with your emotions. Because if you cannot feel them, how can you process them and then to communicate that with the other person, right? So it is a very heart-opening moment for you, my Leo. So take care of your heart and be brave. I know you are brave, so you can do it. I am sending you so much love and that boost of courage that you need. And you can do it. You are the magician. All right. The card is giving you that boost to know that you can do it. So do it. Be brave. You can do that. And from the Moonology, we have first quarter moon in Libra. Keep your heart open. Wow. Okay. So keep your heart open, connect with yourself, connect with your emotions. And from the Rose Oracle, we have open, say yes, expand through the extreme, trust life. So for some, it is not easy to open up to communicate with that other person regarding to this external relationship, what you're feeling, sensing, what you have in mind that you want to communicate, whether it is to end, start, or mend this relationship. But you know it is time, it is necessarily to do this communication. So just embrace what comes up and let yourself speak, feel, and communicate from love, from your heart. Guidebook messages, this is probably one of the biggest challenge of life, keeping your heart open through the extremes. No one is immune to the highs and lows of the human experience, from the ecstasy to the agony, joy to grief, love to loss. We can bypass the difficult parts of being human if we want to truly experience the bliss. And if you close your heart off the grief, you won't be able to fully experience the joy. The Rose teaches us this. Season after season, she knows that if she doesn't surrender to each of the seasons, come summer, she won't be able to bloom. Birth teaches that too. The safer the mother feels, the more she can open. Living and dying with your heart open is truly a courageous act, as a life well lived is full of losses and tragedies, as well as great love, triumphs, and adventure. When we're going through difficult times, when we most want to separate, the healing often found in connection, not separation. When we close our heart and shut down because of the pain, we often find ourselves more separate than ever before. This card is here to encourage you to say yes to life, to expand through the extreme, to put your 2 feet wholly and completely in. Wow. So Leo, it is time to come back to yourself, connect with yourself at a deeper level and see where that leads you, and know that you have all the powers and everything you need within yourself to do that. And from Self-Care Oracle, we have for you feelings. Healing begins with feelings. Be gentle with yourself and tender with your heart. Maybe for some Leo, it is embarking on a healing journey. It is about healing a relationship that you have with another person. So remember, everything starts from yourself, from your heart, from your emotions, how you connect with yourself. So I'm wishing you all the best. I hope this message helped my Leo babies, and I'm sending you so much love and wishing you all a happy partial solar eclipse. Hello Virgos babies, how are you all doing? If you're watching this as a Virgo rising, this partial solar eclipse in Taurus is happening in your 5th house. It is about your creativity, your passion. It can be about romance and love. It can be about children, younger generations, if you have children, or the relationship you have with children. So let's see what is the eclipse message for you. Wow, Virgos, I cannot believe the card that came out for you. All 3 tarot cards are major arcana, so I am very sure that some Virgos, you are going through some very pivotal life changes, turning points right now, and whatever that means to you, I am sending you so much love, because your opposite sign, Pisces, is going through a big, powerful energy right now. So especially if you are Virgo rising, this is happening in your 7th house. Your 7th house is like lit right now. And maybe there are some changes, sudden changes, shifts in that house for you. I mean your Pisces house. If you are a Virgo rising, it is about your partnership, your relationship, your business partnership, your really close one-on-one intimate relationships. So wow. Anyway, let's go back to it. From the tarot card, you have the Tower, eclipse energy, Scorpio energy. Something is coming, Virgos is gonna shake it up. Okay, don't worry, I think you'll be fine. And we have the Moon. And then we have your energy showing up loud and strong. That's why I am not worried about it at all. Hermit. So whatever comes up during this period of time, Virgos, I just want you to know that it is happening for you, not to you. It can be about a certain relationship in your life, whether it is friendship, romantic, family, or siblings. It can be about children, definitely. And no matter what service, what that sudden change or revelation that comes up for you, embrace it. It is to review some information to you, or it is a revelation happening within yourself. Allow you to see things or someone or situation from a new perspective or a new sets of eyes. And it is also asking you to slow down, to give yourself time and space in order to process and to embrace what happened. Whether it is a change, whether it is an internal revelation, or somebody reveal something to you, an event take place or happen, it is happening for your highest good. And just, you don't have to jump to it right away. You can allow yourself to give yourself that space and time to sink into all the emotions that might come up and information, and just to embrace, process, to go within first, to lean into your daily rituals, habit that will help you to stay grounded. It is very important to stay grounded during this time, and just to embrace all these that service or happen. It is ultimately for your highest good that will help you to propel forward, whether it is regarding to a certain relationships in life, whether it is regarding to a certain areas of your life as well. And also remember to give yourself that space and time to take it easy, to relax, to rest, and to lean into those daily ritual and habits that you have for yourself, so that you are not startled or to even though eclipse will bring in some out of the blue and might throw you off and energies like that, but always remember to lean back to your daily ritual habits that will help you to stay grounded, so that you can continue to process and assess the situation and to make the decision that you need in your life. And from Moonology, we have full moon in Cancer. Let your fear dissolve. So it is asking you to embrace whatever happens during this eclipse season, that yes, it might be sudden, it might be out of the blue, catch you off guard and put you in a rather uncomfortable situation, but just lean into it, see what comes up for you, and just try to embrace it in the best way you can. And also allow yourself to have those time, those moments to just take a break, to relax and just do nothing, to see how you feel. You don't have to respond right away. Allow those time for yourself to take it easy. I don't know why I'm repeating this message. I feel like it is important. That's why it keeps coming out of my mouth. And I mean, 3 major arcana, definitely some major life changes or decision that you're facing. So just take care of yourself, take care of your heart, and take it easy. And from the Rose Oracle, we have trust the season, embracing change, cycles of life, transition, growth. Wow. I mean, what else can I say? It's totally on point. Just trust that whatever happened during this time, it is for your highest good, for your growth, to help you to transition to the next phase or chapter in your life, and just see where it takes you. And the oracle message is out, and this card keep coming up too. So I feel like this eclipse really going to bring in a lot of pivotal change, life changes for many people. So this connection from the earth and her seasons lead us to believe that we should be in full bloom all year round, that we should grow without leaving space to cut back. When we focus on the never-ending bloom, we forget the importance of all of life phases. The rose, like all of nature, teaches us that every day. She is forever showing us how to embrace the ever-changing season in an forever-changing world. We are not meant to stay the same. Relationships, life, nothing on this planet is meant to stay the same. The season, night and day, time and age, birth and death teach us that. We may return to a place, a person, but things won't exactly as they were. For everything and everyone is forever changing, nothing is static. The more we try to control things and keep them the same, the further away from the flow of life and ourselves we get. Change can be scary, and it means surrender to the unknown of being in the in-between. To being not who you were, not quite who you will become. It requires a trust in transformation, in the death, in order for the rebirth to occur. A deep reverence for all the seasons of our life. So trust whatever change that comes up, it is help you to transition to the next chapter of your life. Embrace it with love and give yourself and allow yourself time and space to rest, to process, and to embrace it. Self-care oracle for you is ease. Today I allow life to be easy. Wow, Virgo. A reminder to just take it one step at a time, one day at a time. I'm sending you so much love, my Virgo babies, and I am wishing you all a happy partial solar eclipse. Hello Libra, how are you all doing? Well, this fellow sign of yours, Taurus, the eclipse of your fellow Hello Libras, how are you all doing? This eclipse happens in your fellow Venus rule sign, Taurus. It's happening, if you're watching it as a Libra rising, it is happening in your 6th house, which talks about your daily routines and ritual, your work life, the service that you're given to others, that you be in for others. And it can sometimes talk about your pets too if you have one, and it can also talk about your personal health and your fitness. So let's see what is your eclipse message. Okay Libra, let's look at your message. First, from the tarot deck, we have a major arcana, the World. Then we have another major arcana, the Strength. And we have Queen of Voices, also known as Queen of Swords in Rider-Waite Tarot. Wow, this eclipse is going to bring in some changes for sure. Again, when I talk about eclipse, it is that sudden shift or change, the aha moment that might occur around this period of time. And from the cards, I can see that for some Libras, you're going through a ending and a beginning, and maybe something in life is ending. This stage of life is ending, and a new chapter is beginning at the same time. For example, maybe you are getting promoted to your job, and you are going up the ladder, or maybe you are moving to another place. You're going to experience everybody is different in their human story, but I see that for some Libras, you're going through a cycle closing, reaching an end. It doesn't have to mean that it has to be something sad or like something bad is happening that's ending. It can just simply be you moving up to the next chapter of your life. Maybe you want a change in a particular area of your life and you're making that happen. Or again, when it's eclipse season, sometimes it's out of your control. That change will just happen for you. And the card is asking you, no matter what happens, what that change is in your life, embrace it, be courageous, just like that lion, that strength card. Have that inner courage, have that have that open mind and open heart to just see what is that new beginning, what is that new cycle for you, and always stay true to yourself. If it's not something that you want, it doesn't mean that you can't change it, right? So make sure that whatever happened, whatever shakeups that you're going to experience in life, if it's not what you want, there's always you always have the free will to decide whatever it is that you want for your highest good, right? And for other group of Libra, I'm seeing that you are currently experiencing something that will need you to speak your truth, be honest with yourself about what it is that you truly want and desire in your life in that particular area. Maybe it is asking you, do you still love the job that you are working currently? Do you still love the place that you're living in right now? Do you love that person that you're with right now? It is asking you to be true, be honest with yourself, and also get in touch with your heart. How are you feeling? Do you still treasure or want this friendship? Or like I said, asking yourself if you still love the life that you're living in. Do you still love the version that you are right now? If not, then be courageous and make that change for yourself. So maybe you're facing some choices that you have to make, and it is asking you, in order to make that choice, you first have to be honest with yourself. Be totally, nakedly, brutally honest and face your own truth. And that way, you'll have the strength and courage to go for what you truly want in life. And from the Moonology, well, your energy is showing up strong here, right here. Full moon in Libra, find a balance. So in the midst of possible changes, surprises during this eclipse season, it is important to stay grounded, to find that balance back to ourselves. Yes, it might not be easy for some, but Libra, I trust that you will have the ability to do it because you're the scale, right? So just remember that if there is chaos happen in life, to just try to slow down, take some deep breath, come back to yourself, center yourself, and just let whatever happens come through you and flow through you. And from the Rose Oracle, you have codes of the seeds. The blueprint is within you. Take the next step. Wow, what did I just say in the tarot reading, right? For some Libra, it is about you taking the next steps. And if that next step feels like a leap of faith or is scaring you, well, ask yourself, can you just take small steps, then break it down into bite-sized pieces, and just know that you have everything within you to accept this change and challenge in life that wants to happen for you, not to you. And I just feel like for some Libra, it is about you finishing this chapter of your life right now and just planting new seeds for new beginnings. So this is kind of what I see when I look at the card as well, that something is blooming, something is growing. You might not be able to see it, feel right now, but trust that it is growing and it has potential to grow and come to fruition for you, whatever that means. It can be a relationship, it can be a career, a hobby, passion, whatever it is in your life. So from the guidebook message, we have seeds come in knowing exactly what to do. Within them, they hold the potential of entire forest and rose garden. Seeds have within them an intelligent timing that's connected to the intelligence of the cosmos. We are all seeds, future forests and gardens waiting to be born. We each hold the codes of new humanity within us. Change is our natural state. Seeds must be buried in the darkness before they can bloom into the light. Seeds can't even begin to bloom without embracing the fertile void of winter soil. They cannot flower without outgrowing the constraints of the bud. They can't bear fruit without releasing their beauty to the earth, of letting go of everything about them that captivated them. This card delivers the message that within you, you have all you need to create what you are destined to create, to move through everything that life delivers, and to navigate your way through any terrains. The blueprint has always been seated within. Trust that you have within you the codes of the most glorious rose garden waiting to bud and bloom. Trust the codes. Remember that blueprint. All you need to do right now is to take the next step. And tomorrow, take the next. And if you continue taking baby steps each day, on a day not too far from today, you will look back and discover the most breathtaking garden of roses all around you. And then fruit will follow. Today, just take the next step. You know what to do. The blueprint is encoded within you. Beautiful message, Libra. Just like what I said, if that step feels like a leap of faith, too much to take in one go, break it down into bite-sized pieces. And self-care oracle we have for you, choice. Worry less about making the right choice and more about being strong enough to handle any outcome. So for some Libra, yes, indeed, like I said before, you are facing some changes, choices, decisions in life that you'll have to make. And sometimes all you can do is just take a leap of faith, make that choice, and just embrace whatever comes with it, right? Because it is about having that trust in the unknown and just take that next step. So keep taking that next step every day and you will get there. All right, Libras, I hope this message helped and I'm wishing you all a happy partial solar eclipse. Hello, Scorpios, how are you all doing? So if you are watching it as a Scorpio rising, this partial solar eclipse is happening in your 7th house. It is talking about your closest one-on-one relationship. It can be your romantic partner if you are in a relationship. It can also talk about your business partnership, your business partners or associate. And it can talk about any shared material possession or equity or money or finance, something like that. So let's see, Scorpio, what is your eclipse message? Okay, Scorpios, well, you're the first sign that extra cards flew out for you. So I believe this is the message that spirits want you to know because, wow, they are strong. And the way they came out is very interesting. Look at it. We have King of Wands, Muse of Inspiration, which is King of Wands. And we have Queen of Inspiration, Queen of Wands. So here we have the same suits coming out, the king and the queen. So for some, very, very strong. I just told you, if you're watching it Well, it doesn't mean that this message only applies to Scorpio rising. It talks about anyone who has Scorpio, Sun, Moon, rising, or strong Scorpio energy. This message might apply to you. And I just mentioned that it might happen in your 7th house, which is about your partnership, relationship, and business partnership. So we have here the divine pair coming out for you. Wow, what are the odds out of 78 cards? So it might really talks about your other half, whether you're in a relationship or not. Or maybe this eclipse is going to bring in that partnership that you have been waiting and seeking. Because look at this. Between this divine partnership, we have this 2 major arcana coming in. We have the World and the Fool. And guess what? They are ending and beginnings. The World is the last major arcana, and the World is the first major arcana. And also the Uranus energy right here, which is happening during this eclipse in Taurus. Whoa. So yes, of course, I mean, you are the opposite sign of Taurus. You are at the other end of the lunar node. So all the eclipses are happening on Scorpios and Taurus. In 2 weeks, we are going to have that lunar eclipse in Scorpio, and that one is going to pack a punch, just so you know. And so we have really and very obvious message that's from the card. Maybe for some it is about you closing out and starting new in your relationship sector. Maybe it is about you embarking on a new partnership. Maybe it is about you elevating, because sometimes closing up that chapter doesn't mean that you are ending it. It can be elevating it, bringing it to the next level, the next cycle. So maybe for some of you that you are in relationship, don't panic. Doesn't mean that you're gonna break up, okay? Maybe it is the time when he or she will pop the questions. Who knows? It is eclipse season. Anything is possible. Expect the unexpected, just like that Fool. It is embarking a new adventure, a new beginning. So for some, it can be a new business partnership forming around this time during this eclipse season. And for some people, when we're talking about Wands energy, it is that passionate, fiery creativity that's within us. So maybe for some Scorpios, it is about your passionate project, creative idea, taking a total new flight. Maybe you're revamping, maybe you are starting your own business, bringing your creative idea or creative project into the physical, manifesting them, grounding them into reality. And this eclipse might just help you to do that. Whoa, powerful message. I would love to hear from you. What happened? All right. From the Moon Oracle, you have first quarter moon in Gemini. Speak your world into being. So remember, we embody the energy that we want. So when you keep yourself at the vibration energy level of your desired outcome, your desired life, you are also telling the universe what you want, and this is going to help to ground them into reality. Mercury also just moved to a Gemini, which is showing up in this card, and even though it is in the shadow phase of Mercury retrograde, this Mercury is still in the home sign, is in his home sign, and is quite strong. Just be mindful with the power of words. When you communicate, make sure you think before you speak, so to avoid any unnecessarily misunderstanding or conflicts. But it is about you speaking your reality, the way you want them, not those negative self-limiting beliefs. And from the Rose Oracle, you have Sophia. Divine plan, wisdom, intelligence within destiny. And this is asking you to trust that there's the minute we are born into this world, we have a soul print in our own chart, and believe that we all have our own destiny this lifetime. It is up to us. We have our own will, whether we want to trust, whether we want to follow it, or whether we want to embrace it. So for some, that ending and beginning is about you embracing your true destiny, answering that call, and knowing that it is happening for you, not to you. And if you can surrender and trust and just let whatever happens come through to you. So the guidebook message here for you is, Sophia is a Greek word meaning wisdom. Sophia is thought to have been a force present at the time of creation and is often present as a woman. This turns our patriarchy understanding of a sole male God responsible for creation on its head. In the Bible's book of Proverbs, Sophia says, I was present at the beginning of the creation, participating at the side of the Lord in the work of creation. Many scholars and art historians believe that the female figure beside God in Michelangelo's chapel ceiling is representation of Sophia. The philosopher Rudolf Steiner believed that the ancient Egyptian mother goddess Isis was the incarnation of her. The galaxy overlapping the spiral of the rose on this card is the mystical representation of Sophia as holder of the divine plan. The intelligence that tells the rose when to open and the planet how to spin also exists within you. This card brings with it a message to trust the intelligence that brought you here. Have faith that the blueprint of your destiny is already known. What secret dreams do you have? What are you being called to say yes to create? Sophia embraced the cosmos. She holds the blueprint of creation. No personal thing is left out. Call upon her to guide you. Rest in the intelligence that exists within yourself. Trust that you know what to do. Trust the blueprint within. Allow the seeds of your destiny to guide you. Wow. So it is asking you to just lean in and see what this eclipse is going to bring in for you. That strong Wands energy with the King and Queen of Wands here also signify this divine destiny, creativity that's lying within you. And that World and the Fool is asking you to be brave enough and just take that leap of faith to go on that next chapter of adventure and journey in your life. So this is also in a way asking you to just embrace if your destiny calls upon you during this time. And the self-oracle that we got for you is sovereign. You are the queen of your life. Treat yourself like royalty. So remember, during eclipse season, energy can be chaotic, especially it is on your opposite sign. You're feeling it for sure. So just stay grounded and treat yourself like a queen. Alright, Scorpios, I hope this message helps, and I am wishing you all a happy partial solar eclipse. Hello Sagittarius, how are you all doing? If you're watching this as a Sagittarius rising, this eclipse is happening in your 8th house, which is about sex and intimacy. It can talk about other people, resource, finance, loans, and money. It can talk about tax. It can talk about anything that is hidden or mystery that is in your life. So let's see what is your eclipse message, Saggies. Alright, Saggies, let's look at your message. We have from the tarot deck, we have 6 of emotions, and right away tarot it is 6 of cups. And then we have a Knight of materials, also Knight of pentacles. And then we have 9 of emotions, 9 of cups. And we have a major arcana, strength. So an extra card flew out from you, and I understand why, because I am seeing a couple different messages as I'm reading for the collective for Sagittarius. I see that for some people it is about this eclipse might bring in something in the past. It is going to bring in a childhood friendship or relationship. A past might come back and knock on your door, and we are in the shadow phase of Mercury retrograde, so I'm not surprised that the past is coming up. And it doesn't always mean that it's something bad, and it doesn't mean that it's going to haunt you, but maybe perhaps it is asking you to give it a second look and to see, well, maybe there's some unfinished business, unlearned lessons, whatever that means to you. And okay, so whatever that come up from the past, whether it is a friendship, relationship, or whatever it is for you, it is coming in slow and steady. This person might ask for forgiveness, a second chance, and it can feels like this time that this past is coming back for a second time, that it is actually more stable, more reliable, and is going to bring in some fulfillment and emotional happiness for you. But it requires you to be very brave, very courageous, because not everyone want the past to come back and necessarily want to give it a second chance. So for that small portion of you, if this really happened for this group of Sagittarius, it is asking you to be brave. It is asking you to be brave, not just to take this leap of faith and just go for it, but also to be brave to ask yourself and be honest what it is that you want. Now that this person comes back to your life, maybe it is time to really have a serious conversation when you feel ready, to see if it is something that you both want to explore. But somehow from the cards, I see some positivity energy coming in, so it might be something that you want, and for some it is. Don't feel like, yes, for some people, I don't want the past to come back. I just want bygone to be bygone. Please don't ever come back into my life. But for some people, there's always this what if. And it will linger and wonder, maybe it's the one that got away. Well, that one that got away might come back this time. The eclipse might just bring him or her back into your life. And for another group of Sagittarius, I see that you are trying to grow something for yourself. You are trying to, whether it is starting your own business, bringing this dream into reality that you have for so long, something that you want to do, or something that you want to pursue. Maybe it is you pursuing your dream. Maybe it is you grounding your creative idea into reality, starting your own business, whatever that means to you, right? Everyone's dream is different, but it is about you somehow. Even if you don't have this, maybe this eclipse is going to bring it back into your life. You will suddenly remember this dream that you always have at the back of your mind. It is being brought into light again. And this time around, you really want to ground it into reality. And the card is asking you to be patient, because this is not a overnight success. It is going to require effort, patience, time, and energy. But if you have the courage to do it, to pursue it, it is going to bring in so much happiness and abundance and fulfillment for you. So all in all, I see very positive cards and messages from you coming from this eclipse. Again, because I know that people have certain beliefs around eclipses, but this eclipse is indeed one of the most beautiful eclipses that I see. So, and it's very supportive. So I don't believe eclipse are malefics anyway, but that's just my opinion. And from the moon oracle, your energy show up loud and strong. We have full moon in Sagittarius. See the bigger picture. So like I said, something is coming in from the past, or whether a dream is whether you're grounding your dreams into reality. See the bigger picture. Know that sometimes it requires you to take a step back and to allow things to unfold in divine timing. And I know every time, sometimes when we hear divine timing, we cringe. We're like, what, divine timing? But sometimes we just need to get out of the way of the universe to let them take the wheel and let things happen. Right. From the moon, Rose Oracle, you have the fertile vow. Somehow, I don't know why I even remember it, but I feel like this card came out for you in one of the past readings. It might be the spring equinox message. If so, that is confirming the message. You let me know. Because we're still in the spring, and if this is the card that came out for you and is coming out again, it's just double confirming this message for you. So you can see from the card that a seed is in the dark and it is in the unknown. Just like sometimes in life, when we start something, we want to grow something, we will not know the outcome. We are in the dark, fertile soil. But if we can have that trust and faith, continue to just have faith in it and continue to take this next step and surrender to it and let it grow, it will grow into this beautiful flower when the time is right. So just like that tarot cards that I just told you, it is going to require time, patience, and effort. But if you are able to be brave enough to do that, it is going to bring in abundance, fulfillment, and happiness for you. So the guidebook message from this oracle card is the fertile void, inner winter, rest, patience, potency, secret beginnings. This is a very auspicious card. It holds the potent garden seeds of a new beginning and the aftermath of an end. We are called to have patience and enter a state of deep rest, repair, regeneration, and acceptance, to let a part of our lives, or even who we once were, metaphorically die in order to seed, to sprout, bud, and bloom again. There's often a letting go, grief, mourning involved, a death of self or what once was, the ending of things that were once important, relationship, jobs, identity, ways of being. The fertile void asks that we honor the endings to begin again. It's a crucial part of growth, and the new isn't possible without it. In the card, you can see the golden seed cradle in the dark, fertile womb of the soil. It's easy to mistake this phase of growth as one where nothing much is happening, but beneath the surface in the winter soil, things have never been more active. Winter is a phase of initiation, renewal, and rebirth. We're going through a period of inner winter. We experience this too. We metaphorically go underground by coming to a standstill and allow ourselves to recover and rest. We don't realize it, but this is the most important part of our growth, and it takes faith and surrender to do it. Trust the sureness of the soil. The new is being woven without you having to micromanage every move. Be cradled by the great mystery. This is a very tender, powerful time. Just like eclipses, I expect the unexpected, right? And from Self-Care Oracle for you, we have calm. A breakdown is often followed by a breakthrough. Remain calm. Well, I hope it's not a breakdown. But if it is, trust that better things are coming into your life. All right? I hope this message helps, Sagittarius. I am wishing you all a happy partial solar eclipse. Hello Capricorns, how are you all doing? If you're watching this as a Capricorn rising, this eclipse is happening in your 9th house, which is about long distance travel, higher education. It can also talk about your philosophical mind, your spiritual pursuits, and your higher learnings. So let's see what is your eclipse message. Alright Capricorns, let's look at your message. From the tarot cards we have 8 of Materials, which is 8 of Pentacles in Rider-Waite Tarot. And then we have 2 of Voices, 2 of Swords. And we have a Major Arcana, the Hermit. So I think for a group of Capricorns, you have been working really hard, very busy. It is a career related or job related message. And you have been very busy and exhausted, and you are at a crossroad and wondering, is this what you really want in life? And maybe you are, really busy in work, and you're questioning yourself if you still want to be in this job that you're currently working at. And you feel like you're stuck in a crossroad, not knowing what to do. The cards here is asking you to give yourself some time and space. You do not need to make a decision right now. All you have to do is take a step back to let the emotions flow through you right now, because it is easy for you to be in a reactive state rather than a responsive state. So don't rush into making a decision. Take some time and sit with all these feelings, emotions that might have come up. What is exactly bothering you? What is it that you truly want for yourself? Because even though you feel like you're stuck or you're in between, you're not sure what to do, the card is telling you that it is just some thoughts and idea that you're feeding your mind. They are not actually as bad as it is, but your thought is creating the things that you feed yourself, tell yourself, is creating a self-prison for you. So it is time to get out of your head and drop it back down to the heart space. Give yourself some space and time to process it, so that you can know exactly what you want to say yes to, whether it is staying, leaving, whether it is having another option or something like that. And for another group of Capricorns, I see that there's something you really want to pursue, but you are really scared because you know that if you are going to pursue it requires you to take a leap of faith. It can be about anything in life. It can be just in general. It can be regarding to work. It can be regarding to an external relationship with a romantic interest or a friendship or family dynamics or whatsoever. And you want to pursue, but you are scared because it will ask you to take a leap of faith. It is asking you to put in some time, effort, and patience and hard work in order to pursue it. That's why you're second guessing. You're not too sure if this is really what you want, and this is totally normal. The card is asking you, don't make that decision just yet, because right now you're too much in your head. You're not going to make a decision that is for your highest good. Instead, drop back down. Don't rush into the decision making, but actually think, slow down and step out and look at the bigger picture in order to make that right decision for yourself. Again, there's no right or wrong. There's only making a decision or not making a decision. But right now for you, you feel like you're not too sure because it might require a lot from you and you're not sure if you want to do that. And if that's the case, then maybe perhaps it is okay to say no. Or it is asking you to be brave and say yes. It will mean different for different people. But the card is suggesting you to not make any move right now, because when you're too busy in the head, you're not going to make the decision that you truly want. But maybe perhaps take a break, come back to it later. It might bring in some new energy, new insight for you to help you make this decision. And then from the Moonology, we have full moon in Cancer, let your fears dissolve. And if it is fears that stopping you to make certain decisions in life, well, maybe perhaps it is let it dissolve. It is time to let it dissolve. From the Rose Oracle, we have open. Say yes, expand through the extreme, and trust life. So I feel like the Oracle is suggesting and supportive of you to just decide whatever that yes means to you. Yes can also mean no, right? It is what resonates with you the most. So it is time to just let yourself be open and just see what comes through truly for you, and just listen to your inner guidance in order to make that decision that is most right for you. From the guidebook, we have, this is probably one of the biggest challenges in life, keeping your heart open through the extremes. No one is immune to the highs and lows of the human experience, from ecstasy to the agony, the joy to the grief, love to the loss. We cannot bypass the difficult parts of being human if we want to truly experience the bliss. And if you close your heart off to the grief, you won't be able to fully experience the joy. The Rose teaches us this. Season after season, she knows that if she doesn't surrender to each of the seasons, come summer, she won't be able to bloom. Birth teaches us that too. The safer the mother feels, the more she can open. Living and dying with your heart open is truly a courageous act. As a life well lived is full of losses and tragedies, as well as love, triumphs, and adventure. When we're going through difficult times, when we most want to separate, the healing often found in connection, not separation. When we close our heart and shut down because the pain is too much, we often find ourselves even more separate than before. This card is here to encourage you to say yes to life, to expand through the extremes, and put your 2 feet wholly and completely in. So perhaps right now, the reason why you cannot make that decision in life is because there's still parts of you that still needs to go through some healing, and that is totally fine. Take your time, take all the time you need for you to feel ready to make that decision for yourself. From Self-Care Oracle, we have focus. If you focus on what you don't want, there's a good chance you might get it. Focus on what you want instead. Okay, I hope this message helped. I am wishing you all Capricorns a happy partial solar eclipse. Hello Aquarius, how you all doing? If you're watching it as a Aquarius rising, this eclipse is happening in your 10th house, which is about your career, your public life, your long-term goals. Can also talk about your it can sometimes refer to the relationship with your father. It can talk about your public image that you exude out into the public world. So let's see what is your eclipse message. Okay, Aquarius, let's look at your messages. From the tarot deck, we have Ace of Voices, which is Ace of Swords in Rider-Waite Tarot. And we have the Strength. These cards keep popping up. And we have Nine of Materials, which is Nine of Pentacles. So I think I'm getting a couple different messages for you, Aquarius, as I am reading for the collective. For a group of Aquarius, it is about your career and the job that you're currently working right now. Whether you are having your own business or working for somebody, it is this eclipse might bring in a message for you. It might bring in some truth for you, or it is asking you to be true to yourself and look at the career path or the job that you're currently in right now. I see that for a group of Aquarius, there's a possibility of you needing to be brave to speak your truth in order to get what you deserve or what you think you deserve. Maybe for some, it is asking you to, whether it is a truth being delivered to you or you speaking up about a truth to somebody regarding to your job. And it requires you to be really brave if you're the one who's delivering the news, right? But if you're able to do that, it will allow your voice to be heard, and it will allow you to receive what you truly deserve. And yes, it is a bit scary. It requires you to step out of your comfort zone, to gather every ounce of the courage you have in yourself. But if that's really happening for you, do it. I say just do it, right? Because if you don't do it, you'll never know. But if you do it, at least you know, right? And for another group of Aquarius, it is about you having a revelation. I think this eclipse might bring in a revelation, whether it is happening within yourself, or maybe it is through some event that took place or something happened, or from a conversation, that you will suddenly have that light bulb moment of what do you truly want for your life? Like what kind of life that truly makes you happy for yourself? Maybe for this group of Aquarius, I feel like you have been feeling a bit on the lower end. Maybe you don't really feel as happy, or maybe you're not doing something that is fulfilling in life, or that feels fulfilling in life, whether it is your job or whether it is regarding to some relationship, external relationship like friendship, family dynamics, or romantic. Maybe you suddenly have revelations or questions that will come up, and you will start to evaluate those things in your life, or areas in your life, or those relationships in your life. Do they still align with me? Are those really what I want? And you might question yourself, well, what makes me happy if this is your life that you're living, right? What do you truly want? What is going to bring fulfillment, happiness, abundance into your life? But it is according to what you truly want in your heart. And it is asking you to really just be honest with yourself. What is it that you truly want? Stop finding excuse. Stop waiting around, and stop waiting for that next thing to happen for you, and actually be honest, be courageous, and go after it yourself. Or at least not go after it yourself, but at least be honest with yourself what you truly want in your life, so that you can actually have a better picture for yourself, right? Sometimes we can just be so comfortable in our current life path or current job or current relationships that we kind of just neglect our own needs, our own true happiness, our own desires and wants. But this eclipse might bring in a aha moment for you to let you to face your own truth once and for all. Because when you are able to do that, courageous enough to admit, this is what I want, this is what I'm longing for, this is what I'm not happy about, well, then now you know what the opposite is, right? If you're not happy, well, then now go after what makes you happy. What is it that is truly will bring you the life that you truly want for yourself, right? And from the Moonology card, we have first quarter moon in Gemini. Speak your world into being. So it resonates with what I'm saying. I feel like it is about you facing your own truth. You getting down nitty-gritty and be honest, be courageous with looking yourself in the mirror and asking yourself tough questions and be honest with those answers. From Moon Oracle, from the Rose Oracle, we have after the rain, silver lining, relief, hope, mercy, it's over, acceptance. So I just see that for that group of Aquarius that I just talked about, that is being asked to face their own truth about what is it that they truly want, what kind of life that they truly want for themselves. It is asking you to accept certain parts in life that might need to go under some transformation. If you deep down truly want love, well, then what is stopping you from achieving or getting that love relationship that you truly want for yourself? Is it maybe time to put yourself out there again? Maybe it is time for you to question your standards, your what you're seeking in relationship. Are they still truly resonating, reflecting on what you truly want? If no, well, sometimes we gotta be courageous and be brave and face our own truth and be honest, right? If you're really sick and tired of the lifestyle you're living in, well, it is time to accept that truth. And then now you will know how to move forward and to transform it into something new. You see that light coming in after the rain. You see rainbow after coming in after the rain. So even though things might not happen the way you want it right now, even though you're not at the point where you're truly happy or living your dream life yet, it is okay. Accept where you are. Trust that where you are is exactly where you are meant to be right now. But it doesn't mean it is forever. It doesn't mean that you don't have the power to change. It is all up to you. What is it that you want for yourself? Be honest and face your own truth, and then try to see what steps that you can start taking in order to get closer to what you want. From the guidebook we have, there's something very special and sacred about the moment after it stops raining. The atmosphere has released all that it was holding, and in turn the earth has been cleansed, replenished, and nourished. It's a similar feeling of moment after we stop crying. As those salty healing waterfalls, they activate oxytocins and endorphins, which creates a shift in how we feel. What was overwhelming once now seems possible. And while we may not know it consciously, noticeable growth will soon follow. After the rain is all about hope, healing, beginnings and endings. Emotions are smooth. Broken hearts are also on the mend. Times of trials are over. Mercy can be felt. There's a moment of relief. A new encouraging silver lining can now be made out in the distance. What's been challenging and difficult has or is about to ease up. If you have been going through a challenging time, this card is here to reassure you that things are about to ease. You have been through the worst of it and now hope is here. The past week, month, or even years haven't been straightforward. They are likely asked you to dig deep, to endure hardships that have tested you, but now, at long last, they are smooth sea ahead. When you have learned and how you have grown can never be taken for you. And now it's time to enjoy the warmth of the blessing that life has in store for you. Glorious new beginnings are now possible. So I love that message. It kind of resonates to what I said just now. I feel like it is time for you to just understand if you have been going through a challenging time, that maybe it is necessarily for you to go through that so that you can grow into this newer version of yourself in order to welcome those new beginnings that's about to happen. From Self-Care Oracle, we have Elevate. You get what you believe and deserve. It's time to raise your standards. So I feel like this is echoing of me from the tarot cards saying that it is time for you to be courageous, brave, and honest, to look at your life and look at yourself and ask yourself, what is it that you truly want in life? And if right now is not what you want, then find out what you want and create a path to go towards it. Alright, I hope this message helped Aquarius. I am wishing you all a happy partial solar eclipse. Hello Pisces, how are you all doing? If you're watching this as a Pisces rising, this eclipse in Taurus is happening in your 11th house, which is governing your friends, your different groups, organization, communities that you are part of. It is about your hope and wishes as well. It can talks about just your friends group, your organization and communities that you are a part of. So let's see, Pisces, what is your eclipse message? Okay, Pisces, let's look at your eclipse message. From the tarot deck, you have Queen of Inspiration, which is in Rider-Waite Tarot. This is a Queen of Wands. And then we have Four of Materials, Four of Pentacles. And we have Page of Voices, Page of Swords. So I am feeling that for a group of Pisces babies right here, you are being called to connect with your inner feminine energy. Connecting, coming back to your body and connect with your intuition. There, during this eclipse season, you might receive some message, guidance, or revelation that's just happening within you that is calling you in, that is going to bring in some message for you. It is asking you to embrace your inner fire, to connect with your divine feminine energy, which we all are, whether you what gender you associated with. It is the energy that is connected to our own intuition, our heart space, that we are able to be more at the receptive energy and state, in other than reactive and very masculine and always reactive to our external environment. whether it is happening in a particular area of your life or whether it is regarding to your own personal growth, or if you have any spiritual practices. For this group of Pisces that I am reading for, it is asking you to spend some time to see what comes up for you. For some, it might be through dreams, it might be a little message that you just somehow get it. It can be an internal revelation, whatnot, but it is asking you to listen to what your inner guidance, your intuition is calling upon you to do right now regarding to certain areas of your life. It can be about a job situation. It can be about certain external relationships that you're facing, that you're dealing with, and that you feel like you're in a bit stuck, that you don't know what to do. It can be you feeling a bit frugal about giving into some external relationships. It can be you not knowing what to do regarding to certain areas in your life, not wanting to make the decision yet because you're not too sure the outcome, and you're worried, you're scared, and you don't know what is best for you. And the card is encouraging you to just take a step back and connect within yourself, your own divine feminine. That is where the answer will lie. And another message that I got is some of you might be dealing with a friendship or external relationship in life that is requiring you to be honest, that is going to require you to speak your truth, to maybe communicate. And maybe this friendship or external relationship, whether it is with a friend, with a co-worker, or family member, or sibling, or whatnot, maybe it is about you needing to communicate a situation. It can be regarding to money for some, I see that, but it can also just be a general situation. Maybe it is a falling out of a friendship, or just a little rough patch that you're going through with an external relationship, and you are in a more shut off mode right now. You're not being responsive. You are kind of closing yourself off, don't want to deal with it right now. And the card is asking you to, okay, it's all right, you need time to process, I know that, but also connect with your inner voice, your intuition, to see why it is causing you to do that, and how can you get out of this situation. Do you still want to mend this friendship or relationship, or do you just want to have a closure? No matter what that means to you, it is time to maybe perhaps get connected with yourself to see what kind of decision comes up for you, how you feel about it. And maybe it is around this time where you will communicate with that person, or that person might communicate with you. So everyone is different, so just take what resonates. And from the Moonology card, you have your own energy coming out. First quarter moon in Pisces, honor your feelings. So it is about, you know, if you are really dealing with a friendship or an external relationship in your life that's going through a rough patch, it is important to honor your feelings, to process through it, and to listen to what your heart is telling you, so that you can take appropriate response to it, right? And from the Rose Oracle, we have the Rose Thread, Inner Call, Soul Led, the Mystic, Living Courageously. So I see that maybe for a group of Pisces, it is about you connecting with that divine feminine energy within yourself, just like the first message I share with the tarot cards. It is you elevating your divine feminine energy. As I also shared earlier in the astrology message, this is the eclipse where the Venus and the Pisces house is lit up, and you are being very activated during this eclipse because there's a stellium going on in your house, your sign, and Venus, which is the ruler of this eclipse, is right there in Pisces, and it is at the exaltation point with Jupiter. So you are really, even though this is a eclipse happening in the sign of Taurus, somehow you kind of steal the show because of all the planets and the ruler energy being in your sign. So this is a very beautiful eclipse for you. So at a spiritual level, because we're talking about the sign of Pisces, we're talking about both of your ruler being in your sign, Jupiter, Neptune, Venus, all of them together having this conjunction. So maybe subconsciously, whether you know it or not, whether you feel it or not, you are being upgraded. Your inner feminine energy, whether you know it or not, it is being upgraded. It is asked for you to embrace this soul calling if you feel it right now, and if not, that is totally okay. Everyone feel energies differently, so just take what resonates again, and I'll share with you the guidebook message here. This is the card of the mystic, the one who's in touch with the depths of the inner world and the inner weavings of the world and beyond. Way beyond. They are dedicated to listening to the mystery voices whispering within, to following their intuition and living in accordance with that, to living by being guided by the rose thread. Following the rose thread means being dedicated to walking the way of the rose, to being in service to humanity and dedicated to writing a new story. It requires courage and faith and the willingness to pave a new path. The rose has been a symbol for the mysteries of thousands of years. The rose thread is the invisible path that the mystic follows. It takes courage to trust it, for the path is different from every single person. This is why it requires courage to trust the inner call, and those who do so find great reward. This card is a sign that you are being called to follow the initiatory path led by the thread deep within. You may find that you are in a place of great change and are being called to have faith and to gather up the courage to take the next step. This card is a sign of encouragement to keep taking the next step, is acknowledging the courage it takes to live a soul-led life and honoring you for always taking the leap. Very beautiful message. So if this is you, just trust that, because the energy up in the sky is exactly what that oracle card is about. Self-care oracle, we have shine. Don't dim your light. The world needs your unique talents and gift. Shine brightly. So for this group of Pisces, if you are feeling that inner soul call, that little nudges, that intuition guiding you to something different, something other than just the mundane, it is time to be curious and explore that. So I hope this message helps, and I'm wishing you all Pisces babies a happy partial solar eclipse. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope the messages resonate in some shape, ways, or form, or just able to provide some guidance for you in general. And I hope this the astrology part also help you to understand the energy of eclipses in general, and also this upcoming partial solar eclipse that we are going to experience. Remember, the tips of eclipse season is just be open-minded and surrender to whatever is going to happen and unfold in life for you. And just keep in mind that there's always an element of surprise, so just see what comes up and what happens and just embrace it with the most positive energy that you can have. And also, if you want a reading that's more catered to your own energy, please feel free to contact me as well. All my information is in the description box, and I hope to see you again in our next lunation videos. Thank you for stopping by. Bye!